The March on Washington happened on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is August 28th, 2023. It is the 240th day of the year. You got 125 days left. It is the 35th Monday in the 35th week and the 69th day of summer. You got 26 days until fall. Today is National Bow Tie Day. I'm not a fan of the bow tie, but some people like it. National Bow Tie Day on August 28th is the one and only holiday dedicated to everyone's favorite underrated accessory, the bow tie. It's not my favorite. It's the perfect day to dig out your favorite bow tie and parade it around town to show everyone just how dapper and sophisticated you are. Yeah, that's not what I think when I see a dude in a bow tie. I think college professor or creepy dude that still lives at his mom's house at age 50. All right, let's see what else August 28th has given us. 1609, Henry Hudson discovers Delaware Bay. Henry Hudson was a busy dude. On August 4th of 1609, he was exploring the eastern coast of the United States and was right around Cape Cod. He started sailing south to the entrance of the Chesapeake Bay, but rather than entering the Chesapeake Bay, he explored the coast to the north, finding Delaware Bay on August 28th. During that time, he ran into angry Native Americans who put an arrow through the neck of one of his crew members. On September 11th of that same year, he made it into Upper New York Bay and eventually went up the Hudson River all the way to present-day Albany, New York. At that point, he decided to head back to England and returned the next year, and that's when he found Hudson Bay, which is named after him. And it's also where he died. Yeah, they had a mutiny on that trip. Everyone wanted to go home except for Hudson, his son, and a few other people. Well, the mutineers decided to put them adrift in the middle of Hudson Bay. They gave them a small open boat and took off. Well, Hudson and the men tried to keep up with the bigger ship, but eventually it got out of range and nobody knows what happened. Now, there was an Inuit story about how they had found a man with a long white beard, a white man, and a young boy. They brought them in and fed them. Eventually, the older man died, and they kept this young man with them, who they imagined was his son. All kinds of historians and archaeologists have tried to figure this one out, but it's still a mystery. What happened to Hudson? 1859, the Carrington event is the strongest geomagnetic storm on record to strike Earth. Electrical telegraph service is widely disrupted. 1867, the United States takes possession of the Midway Atoll, whatever you want to call it. At that point, it was unoccupied. It was just sitting there. 1898, the beverage Brad's drink is renamed Pepsi-Cola. 1957, U.S. Senator Strom Thurmond begins a filibuster to prevent the United States Senate from voting on the Civil Rights Act of 1957. He stopped speaking 24 hours and 18 minutes later, the longest filibuster ever conducted by a single senator. Now, the filibuster, I think, is an important part of politics. But I think they need to take it back to the old days when you had to keep talking. Once you stopped talking, the filibuster was over. These days they have all these rules where they could take a break and pick it back up tomorrow, and just, it's stupid. If you feel so strongly about something, you should be able to put in the time and suffer, a little bit. 1968, police and protesters clash during the 1968 Democratic National Convention. Protesters chant, "The world is watching." 2003, in one of the most complicated and bizarre crimes in FBI history, Brian Wells dies after becoming involved in a complex plot involving a bank robbery, a scavenger hunt, and a homemade explosive device. Basically, they capture this guy that was like a pizza man. He was delivering pizza. Well, whoever does this to him straps this bomb around his neck and tells him where he's got to go. And he's got to go to these different locations. Well, one of the final destinations was going to a bank and robbing it, which he does. The police corner him a couple hundred yards from the bank. They go over, they pull him out of the car, they're frisking him, and he tells them, "Hey, they put this thing on my neck and they said it's a bomb." With that, the police run away. While they're trying to get the bomb squad there, he's talking to them. He's all, "I didn't do this, call my boss. I'm a victim here." And he's just trying to have a conversation with the police, and they're too far away to really hear what he's saying. The bomb squad didn't get there on time, and it blew up. The FBI eventually tracks down who did this, and it was a woman who was the mastermind of it, named Marjorie Dial Armstrong. She got 3 other jackaloons together, and they decided that they would put this collar on this poor pizza man, send him in to rob a bank. They would take that money, which she would in turn turn over to the other idiots, and then they would take that money as payment to kill her father, who was going to leave her an inheritance. So this woman was a piece of work. She suffered from bipolar disorder and all these other things. Eventually, she died in prison during her life sentence, I should say, in 2017 from breast cancer. One guy died before his trial even started. Another guy was given immunity because he confessed and basically ratted everyone else out. The last guy, Kenneth Barnes, was sentenced to 45 years in prison, but when he got that sentence, he made a deal to reduce it down to 22 years, and he basically ratted out the woman. But it didn't matter anyway because he died in prison as well. They're all dead, actually, all of them. Premiered on August 28th, 2005, Rome. This was a historical drama series set in the 1st century BC. During the ancient Roman transition from a republic to an empire. The series featured characters based on real people, but the two leads are soldiers named Lucius Veronus and Titus Pullo. Great show, very well acted. The sets were amazing. Sadly, HBO canceled it after 2 seasons, saying that it was just too expensive of a show. It had Ray Stevenson in it. He was a great actor. Sadly, he just died this last May. Born on August 28th, 1965, Shania Twain. Man, she was big in the mid-90s. Grammy Award-winning singer and songwriter whose 1997 album, Come On Over, became the best-selling studio album of all time by a female artist. In 2019, she was cast in the biopic I Still Believe. As a young woman, she hunted game and chopped wood, doing anything in her power to help support her struggling family. I don't think they're struggling anymore. That woman's worth millions. And her 2002 album, Up, sold over 20 million copies worldwide, and she is sometimes referred to as the Queen of Country Pop. She's got a great voice. Died on August 28th, 2020, Chadwick Boseman. This was really sad. He's a film actor known for his portrayals of R&B singer James Brown in the 2014 movie Get On Up, and as baseball player Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He also portrayed the superhero Black Panther in Marvel's Cinematic Universe's movie The Black Panther in 2018. One of his last movies was 21 Bridges, which was a really good movie. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I watched it, because, he's kind of cool. I always liked him and, knew it was one of his last movies, and I watched it. It was pretty good. After graduating from Howard University, he made early television appearances on episodes of Third Watch, Law & Order, and CSI New York. Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, which eventually progressed to stage 4 before 2020. He never spoke publicly about his cancer diagnosis, and according to The Hollywood Reporter, only a handful of non-family members knew that Boseman was sick. Chadwick Boseman died at his home in Los Angeles as a result of complications related to colon cancer on August 28, 2020, with his wife and family by his side. He was 43 years old. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and be nice to each other.